So, super abilities are time-limited, upgraded copy abilities that their first and only playable appearance in Kirby's Turn of Dreamland. They normally appear in specific segments of levels and ordinarily guide you to the another dimension portion of the level. They also appear in two boss fights, the Grand Doomer boss fight and the final boss fight with Magolor. Only with his first phase, though. You get these abilities by inhaling super enemies, which are distinguished by a glowing star on them and their glowing aura. There are 5 super abilities: Ultra Sword, Monster Flame, Snowball, Flare Beam, and Grand Hammer. These abilities do differ in quality, and today I'll be ranking them. I'll be ranking these abilities on how it's used, appearance, and if it is fun to use. I'll be counting their playable appearances in levels and boss fights. Let's begin. Number 5. Flare Beam. Flare Beam is a slippery, drifty, boring ability, and the segments this ability is used in are too very boring. With this ability, Kirby can create a huge ball of energy and either kill enemies or destroy large objects around him, or use it to power up different objects across the screen to get past an obstacle. It sounds cool in concept, but the problem is that the giant ball of energy is super hard to control. It drifts a lot, and that is a problem when you try to do something like this. If I had less of this and it was easier to control, it would be much more fun. It is also pretty slow in trying to light up objects before your ability expires, and pair that with it being very drifty, it is just a recipe for a bad ability. You can have a better time with it if you have a tighter grip on your controller, but it is still very drifty. The segments this ability is used in aren't that much better. They usually just follow the same steps, either light up objects or destroy enemies around you. It is also used in the first phase in the Magolor boss fight, but it really doesn't change anything. You just deflect the dark spheres of energy that Magolor sends at you. Flare Beam's appearance is fine, it's just normal beam but elongated. Overall, Flare Beam is a boring ability and trying to control it is even worse. Number 4. Grand Hammer. Grand Hammer is an alright ability, but has so much missed potential. With Grand Hammer, you can pound your very large hammer directly onto the ground. If you shake your Wiimote, then your hammer will get bigger, which is a really good way to use the Wii's motion control without ruining the experience. This ability is very heavy and powerful, and it definitely feels like it, as you can sense shockwaves with it. You usually use it to destroy large objects to get past obstacles. If this ability had more to do than slam it on the ground, then it would be much more fun. Plus, it is very slow to use this ability, and it stops the game more than other abilities, and takes a long time to get through these obstacles. Plus, the ability is used way too much compared to the other super abilities in my opinion. Easily the best use of this ability was in its last playable appearance in the game, World 7 Level 2, where the Grand Hammer is used to get past very unique hurdles. This segment in the level is full of smart level design, and easily used the ability to its fullest potential with its very limited moveset. Grand Hammer's appearance is really good, and I like how his hammer changes design the more it gets bigger. If there were more appearances of this ability, well, more appearances that were more unique, then this would make a great ability. Number 3. Monster Flame. Now, it may be a little controversial that I prefer Monster Flame over Grand Hammer. Grand Hammer does a lot of damage, don't get me wrong, but Monster Flame does nearly the same amount of damage, but it is much faster to use. With the ability, Kirby can summon an enormous fiery dragon and can cause immense amounts of damage. This ability first starts out as being used for mindlessly destroying large terrain and objects, but its later appearances have more substance to them. For example, in its World 3 appearance, you can use it to destroy large stone heads, but only when they close their mouths. Or in its World 5 appearance, where you have to light the tall bombs to get past the level. But there's a glaring problem even with its later appearances. Even if they do use a fun idea, the idea lasts the whole time you have the ability. If there were a couple new of ideas that were like this when you had the ability, it would make it much more fun and unique. Monster Flame has an amazing appearance. It has a far more upgraded fire ability appearance, with its hat looking like a fire chamber. The dragon it summons is just a cherry on top, and is possibly the best looking thing about the ability. It is an amazing detail. Overall, Monster Flame is a pretty fun ability. Number 2. Ultra Sword. This is the first super ability you use, and it is a great introduction to the gimmick. With the press of a button, you can summon a huge sword and destroy enemies or large items around you. It pretty much has the same power as Grand Hammer, but it is far faster. Its segments may not be the most interesting, but the idea and execution behind the ability is amazing. Even if its surroundings may not be very interesting, it is very powerful as it is portrayed to be able to defeat multiple mini-bosses with a single swing. Its appearance is definitely the highlight, as yet it is very simple, it is effective at being iconic. Kirby has a beautiful long green hat with a glowing star in the middle with little shards on the side. You can say it is just as bad as Flare Beam's design, but Ultra Sword's hat isn't so long to the point of it looking stupid. It is just tall enough to look epic. Not only that, but Kirby also has the Ultra Sword. Its normal appearance is nothing too special, with only being a bigger version of a normal sword ability sword, but its other appearances shine the most, with you maybe being able to use a tuna fish, which is pretty rare, to a butcher knife to get through a level. Pretty ironic. Or even being able to use Meta Knight's Galaxia Sword. The main reason the Ultra Sword has its level of iconicness is probably because of Smash Bros. Starting from Smash 4, Kirby's final smash has changed to Kirby slashing his enemies with the Ultra Sword, and it is definitely much better than his past final smash. Not only that, but he can also destroy large terrain with it, but he can also cut down ropes. Shut up. Overall, Ultra Sword is a very fun ability. Number 1, Snowball. Now this may seem a little controversial, but the more I think about it, there's not a lot of advantages Ultra Sword takes over Snowball. Still a very close ranking. Ultra Sword may be the most iconic, but we have to look at the context of the game for this ranking, mostly not iconicness. This is the only ability that doesn't disrupt the pacing completely. If you shake your Wiimote, then Kirby will transform into a huge snowball and you can roll all the way to the end of the level. It is super fun knocking down pins, and it even works well in a hot environment. The best use of this ability, like most super abilities, is in its last appearance in World 7 where Kirby rolls up lava and can go up on level streams. It's incredible how the snowball cancels out the lava. It is a super fun ability, if not pretty brain-numbing. Ramming into bowling pins is a very cute idea. Really the only con with this ability is that I wish it appeared more, but that really goes for every super ability besides Grand Hammer. It does stop the game when Kirby transforms into the giant snowball, but other than that it is fast, fun, and the appearance is awesome. Oh yeah, the appearance. Kirby's hat looks like ice cream and is easily my favorite looking super ability and fits the ability so well, and has ice shards for the base of the hat. Kirby's snowball form is even cuter as there is a glowing star on it with huge snowflakes scattered across it. I think its appearance is better than Ultra Sword because it looks less like an upgrade and more like a new ability entirely. It is the least irritating ability and lasts for a good amount of time. Sure, Ultra Sword is the most simple to use, but not by a long shot. It is just so fun to race down levels and tear through objects. It takes the least amount of effort to use, with you only having to shake the Wiimote to make this huge snowball race through a level. A good way to show how this super ability would be used, in my opinion, would be a minigame, where you compete with other Kirbys that have the snowball ability and you all race down and knock down pins. The most pins knocked down is the winner. I don't know, just something I thought of. Overall, a very fun ability with an amazing appearance. So yeah, that's my ranking. I originally thought the Ultra Sword would rank number 1, but the more I think about it, if we take this into the context of the game and not the popularity or iconicness, then Snowball is the most fun to use and has the best appearance. Expect to see more Kirby's Turn Dreamland content coming.